They posted this onto social media, thanking the restaurant for the free food while laughing at waitstaff.
Up next, these trashy Dine and Dashers just victimized an innocent waitress and bragged about it on social media. Take a listen to this really disturbing story that to me just speaks volumes about the degradation of our culture and our society.
Days ago, 3 women from Rochester, New York were here in Chicago to celebrate a birthday and left behind one heck of a surprise. They decided to dine and dash after greasing their fingers on chicken wings, eating Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
Now you see them and now you don't. We've blurred the video because the trio hasn't been charged yet, but you can't miss that distinctive blue wig and the massive tab they left behind.
Not the blue wig. And did they really not realize there were going to be cameras? People actually think they can just do this kind of thing and get away with it? Honestly, the news station is being nice by blurring them, because if y'all have them on tape, I would show it. But guys, the story gets so much worse.
The server went to the table. They asked for the ticket to be split. She left from this table behind me to a few steps away, clicked the button. As she left, they got up one at a time and walked out.
3 days ago, the 3 women from Rochester, New York visited Soul Vibes in the Near North neighborhood to celebrate a birthday and left behind a surprise, an unpaid tab of over $200.
They actually ran out the door and ran and hid behind a service vehicle that was in traffic.
They decided to dine and dash after devouring chicken wings, Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
It's not violent, but it's a crime, and it affects us, and it affects our bottom dollar, and it affects our team members.
Yeah, this is such nasty behavior, and guys, we haven't even got to the craziest part yet, but it's so nasty to do this kind of thing. You are screwing over. First off, you're just stealing. You don't have a right to take people services and their food and their time and their money and just steal from them. You're a thief and you are stealing, and it is degenerate behavior. But more broadly, honestly, I struggle to imagine a bigger red flag than someone who dines and dashes. If I met you or we went on a date and you mentioned that you did that, and not like, oh, I did this when I was a kid and I'm so embarrassed about it, but that's something you still do or think is okay, immediate red flag, massive character flaw. Thank you. Next. You're instantly deleted from my life. I really have no more interest in getting to know you as a person after that, because you're victimizing an innocent waitress whose time and labor you just stole, and then she's not getting paid. Some restaurants make them pay it back themselves, and regardless, you're screwing over a small business in many cases, trying to just get away with a free lunch. I just think it's horrible. But these particular criminals are also incredibly stupid, as you will most certainly hear in the rest of this coverage.
They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one by one within 30 seconds of the server stepping away. They also forgot that they signed up on the wait list before being seated, including their name and phone number. And to add insult to injury, they posted this onto social media, thanking the restaurant for the free food while laughing at waitstaff like Chloe Jackson.
Seriously? Y'all are that nasty and that dumb? That's a double whammy. Honestly, they signed up for the wait list with their name and information and then dine and dashed. Y'all, if you're going to do crime, at least don't make it that obvious. The level of stupidity required to do that is astounding. And then the audacity. Again, in this country, we have an epidemic of audacity. The audacity to tag the restaurant on social media, post the meal, and say thanks for the free food. Y'all are wild for that. Y'all are demented for that. And y'all deserve every bit of karma and accountability that I sure hope is coming your way. But unfortunately, we have reason to doubt that it actually will.
I'm here 3 days a week.
Their greedy crime comes with a much heavier cost.
Some places do make the servers come out and pay for those bills, but Fab and Soul Vibes here, they don't make us pay for it. Well, that's really grateful, because $300, $400 could really break our bank for that day.
Sadly, dine and dash incidents are on the rise. The owners run 2 Soul Vibes locations and 3 I Can't Believe It's Not Meat restaurants. And in the last 6 months, they've seen an uptick in these type of incidents. These are just a few of the incidents they've recorded.
It's an industry of pennies and nickels. So when you get these dine and dash incidences, you know what I mean? You know, the consumer or the people that are doing this dine and dash might think, oh, it's just $100. Yeah, but it's hurting the bottom line.
Now, a police report was made. Chicago police are now investigating. If charged, the suspects could face a Class A misdemeanor for theft of services under the amount of $500. That's punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a $2,500 fine.
Good. Lock these people up. Lock her up. Yes, I'm talking about you, Miss Blue Wig. Unfortunately, though, it sounds like it's just a misdemeanor, and even in those cases, the full accompanying jail sentence is not typically or not always imposed. I really do think you should be sent to jail for doing something like this. It is socially corrosive. You are harming your neighbors, and it just sends such a degenerate signal to the rest of society if we allow this kind of behavior, if we tolerate this kind of antisocial action, especially when it is so brazen and so blatant and so laced with idiocy at every turn. Y'all have to pay for this. You didn't want to pay for this, so now y'all have to pay for this, if you ask me. But like any big city, I don't have a whole lot of confidence that misdemeanor violations will be thoroughly prosecuted and investigated. However, maybe the media attention this one is getting might help. When there's a spotlight, they're more likely to actually do their jobs. I hope that's the case, but even then I can't be sure. I'm more interested in this because I think it speaks to a broader problem with our society. Like, imagine what has to be broken with your culture and with the internet that anyone would think they could post online onto social media, thanks for the free food, and tag the restaurant they just stole from. And they would only post such a thing if they assumed the response from their followers or from the world would be mostly positive, right? They're not going to take the risk of admitting to a crime on Instagram just when they think everyone's going to hit them with hate and pushback. Obviously, they must think, oh, everyone's going to find this hilarious, or everyone's going to be like Slay Queen. And the sad part is, I don't know about everyone, but at least some people probably are like that and were like that. And that's what I worry about. Stealing is trashy behavior. Stealing is embarrassing. Stealing is crusty. But like, especially in Gen Z circles, there is just not enough stigma attached to it anymore. And that's a serious problem, if you ask me. I want to see Miss Blue Hair in a jail cell. That will make my day, okay? But until that happens, I guess we'll leave it there for that one. Up next, this Trump advisor just said something kind of insane on live television. Take a listen.
The president says he doesn't care if the prices go up on U.S. cars. So what's the message to the U.S. consumer?
The message is that tariffs are tax cuts, tariffs are jobs, tariffs are national security, tariffs are great for America, tariffs will make America great again.
It's giving Orwell. It's giving 1984. Tariffs are new taxes imposed on American businesses that are importing things from other countries and then passed along to American consumers. New taxes cannot be a tax cut. You are holding up 4 fingers and then telling us to say we see 5. You can argue for tariffs. I'll disagree with you. We can have a back and forth. But like, don't gaslight us. Don't lie. I mean, they're also claiming that these tariffs will raise hundreds of billions of dollars of revenue, but also they're a tax cut. The math isn't mathing. Y'all sound delulu. Now, you could argue, this is a White House trade advisor, you could argue, listen, tariffs are a new tax we're going to put that, yes, Americans will in part have to pay for, but then we'll use that revenue to cut other taxes. I would still disagree with that because I think tariffs have harmful economic impacts and shrink the economy and hurt jobs and other things, but that would at least be a self-sustaining, internally consistent position to take. Do not insult our intelligence and get before the American people and tell us new taxes are a tax cut. It's not true, and it makes you seem delusional or incredibly condescending. Either way, it is not a great look for Trump's team to be going out and making the case for his tariffs like this. Up next, this woke TikTok influencer almost gets it.
So words like bigot, racist, homophobe, transphobe don't really land the way that they used to because people have become very comfortable being those things thanks to what is happening in the world today. You know?
For a second, I almost thought he was about to get it, and then he did the opposite and totally missed the point entirely. No, dude, the reason people don't take accusations of bigotry as seriously anymore is because progressives and woke people threw them around like candy on Halloween for years. They cried wolf so many times that these words and these accusations, they lost their power, they lost their effect. It's not that people all suddenly love racism now, it's that y'all claimed that Aunt Jemima syrup was racist. By the way, bring back Aunt Jemima. She got done so dirty during the woke craze. But this guy decided to double down on the condescending elitism in the rest of the video.
So instead of getting into an argument with someone who is clearly not looking to be evolved, all you need to do is go, oh, you're unevolved, and leave it at that. People who are being that don't like being called that.
So the people who disagree with you are just unevolved humans. The arrogance, the lack of intellectual humility is off the charts with this one. The examples he gave made this even worse.
You don't believe that trans people should exist? Unevolved. You don't believe that women should have equal rights? Unevolved. You don't believe that queer people should have the right to marry who they love? Unevolved. You don't believe in diversity, equity, inclusivity? Unevolved. You want to make America great again by going backwards? Because you're unevolved and incapable of moving forward with change, where you now have to grow your thinking. Say it with me. Unevolved.
So Mans here really just flew through a quick hits of like complex social, philosophical, theological, and political debates like abortion and claimed all of one side is just unevolved humans. Yes, because you, an Instagram influencer, just have all the divine wisdom to know the truth about all these complicated issues, and actually they're just simple and it's good people versus bad people. Do you hear yourself? You sound like a mental toddler. But guys, this is all just part of his love army.
If you're new here, welcome to our love army. Much love, y'all.
That's right. This dude calls his followers the love army, although he smears everyone that disagrees with him as an unevolved human and condescendingly wraps up the greatest hits of the most complicated and divisive political issues as if they're all as simple as good guys versus bad guys. Is the love in the room with us? Because all I'm seeing is arrogance and condescension, which sadly makes this about par for the course for woke influencers these days. What do you guys think? Have you seen this guy's content before? Do let me know in the comments.